virtual high fives. I love those. All right. Well, hey there, everyone. So happy to be back again with you today, all my nonprofit friends. And I've got a really good friend of mine, Debby Roth with Greater Giving here today to talk about the service that they provide, the technology that they have, and how they're helping nonprofits in what we call the new normal. So Debby, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Good. As we know, everybody's using the internet these days, so there might be just a little glitch. So yeah, just introduce myself again, Bobby D with Virtual Event Fundraising and Inspire Hearts. And Debby, tell me, Greater Giving, what sets you apart from all of the other tech solutions that are out there in the world these days?
Well, one, I think we've been around probably about the longest, since 2002.
Nice.
Canceled events aren't new. So, doing things online and, adapting to whatever the situation is just part of event management.
Mm-hmm.
And one of people in Oregon that can help you as you navigate and try to figure out how you can use what you currently own to pivot in this new dynamic that we're in. So, and they're outstanding. I mean, the company, we don't just sell software, we live it. We all work, and I know you hear that from everybody, but we really do care.
Right. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I've really noticed, especially in these past week, is how much content that Greater Giving has created and how your team is really on the forefront of this pivot that's happening. So you are really setting a lot of best practices that many people are following. So I like the foresight that Greater Giving has and how you're working with that. So bravo to the entire team. So now let's say that my event's coming up and I'm a nonprofit, and maybe end of April, beginning of May, now even June, groups are pushing back. What type of suggestions or tips could you provide these nonprofits to help them kind of make that pivot, make that transition, make that choice to go towards a virtual gala or virtual event?
So you're considering whether, as you said, cancel or postpone. If you move into fall, you're going to be running into a lot of dates that are already taken, venues that are already filled up, and you'll also be competing against all the normal fall activity, on top of everybody trying to shift their spring into the fall. So you might run into some donor fatigue. So considering doing an online only or moving it into somewhat of a virtual gala where you've got a gathering of maybe you, hopefully, with some people around you, but if not, we could be all on separate computers sharing our message. Right. And, taking and moving that live auction items, doing your fund and need, you still have a critical cause with needs that need to be met. So being empathetic about what people may be feeling and worried about, and this goes with your sponsors and your donors. I mean, you have to be conscious of today's situation, right. And being brutally honest with people about what it means if you don't get that support for the group that you serve, what right. That means that they're going to miss out on. Can you make it 6 months before you've got funds coming in? What are you going to do?
Yeah, so that's super scary. So you're saying do it, go for it, make it happen.
You've spent money. So what can you reuse? Can you reuse the venue? Maybe shoot from there. Right. Did you hire a videographer that was going to film the highlights of your event? Can they instead stream? Mm-hmm. And did you have, you've got, maybe you had support people from whatever your software company was that was going to run the desk and run the software for you. They can do it either remotely, or can you have a few people on site to make some noise and signal you that you've got a bid or the donations are coming in, right, to give you some noise and some activity and a little bit of a feel of yes, you're in front of people, because it's awfully hard to be in front of a camera without real people there. So I'm loving this. It's like you're in my living room.
Yeah, right. I mean, welcome to the new normal. Here it is. I mean, you're across the nation, I'm across the nation, and we are having this face-to-face conversation and, providing valuable content to nonprofits. And yeah, we're not even like next to each other. I mean, everybody can see your beautiful smile and your
Yeah.
beautiful wine collection. And, and it's, yeah, it's almost like we're
And the
there.
glass, I'm not drinking yet, but I will be soon.
She will. She's almost off the clock. I love it. I think many that are working from home may have already had some grape juice for breakfast. Hey, no judging. That's okay. Totally cool. Awesome. Well, good. So Debbie, let's talk a little bit about the investment that a nonprofit can expect when working with Greater Giving, or the ROI, which I'm really a big fan of, because that's where you make the investment.
Yes.
You want to see the ROI. Let's talk about that a little bit.
So, the investment, if you're already a Greater Giving client and you have online bidding, there is no further investment unless you're going to hire a videographer to do something in that virtual situation. You've already got your wonderful auctioneer, Bobby D. And yes, and, you've already procured at this point, or we're in the midst of it. So some of that money is already committed. Can you take some of your sponsors and take what they were underwriting and help pivot for some of the things that you need to go virtual?
Right.
If you have Greater Giving but don't have online bidding, then adding online bidding is half off right now.
Wow.
So we've cut the price. Yeah. And we had a couple examples of last weekend of a couple of our friends that did virtual auctions. They were very different events, but one did it in 72 hours.
Yeah.
From saying we got to pull the plug on the live event. Some jobs. If you don't own us, I don't know what the other pricing ranges in, but you probably have already sold tickets, so you don't need our web piece. So we can probably get you in for 2,000, probably maybe even less. Oh, wow. So it just depends what you need, and but we don't want to oversell you in this current environment.
That's right.
We don't want to anyway. But having the system will allow you to take donations. Do your fund a need. If you have the full system, you can do online donations and have that recurring. And it has the matching gifts button too, if you happen to subscribe to matching gifts to one of those platforms. So you can double the gift. And then when it comes to ROI, let's talk about those two events that happened last weekend. Right. One of them hit over $600,000. The other one hit over $450,000.
Well, let me do my quick math. That's $1 million in two events.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, two events. Actually, probably $1.1 million, because I think it was 660 and 450 or somewhere in there. Wow. And there was even a little a school down in California that did their own. They did like a telethon, and they did not have a professional involved with them. But at the point I dropped off, they were at 57,000. So if your choice is nothing, to getting a platform that can help you do this and going ahead, might be wise to consider that, because again, the fall is going to get really crowded. Right. We don't know how long this is going to go. I mean, we were talking about this today, that I know some places are already at shelter in place. Others that we're allowed to go out and do stuff, but we can't sit down in a restaurant. And that's kind of where we're at here right now. And we kind of expect that when we come out of it, that it will slowly open up too. Everything's shut down, and then they'll start opening things back up. So what are we going to, it's hard to know what to schedule. If it was me and I was talking to my venue, I would say, so we're thinking this, but if this happens, what's our, and build that into the negotiation, because my guess is that everybody you've contracted with wants to do something to save their business and the money that they've lost through having live events shut down around the nation. So that's absolutely right. I can't see a downside to giving it a try. Maybe you don't put everything in there. Maybe you do a smaller version, and then you have, one idea would be, okay, what about the pickup party? Do a pickup party when we all come out and people come get their stuff and have a fun gathering with that. Maybe you can use your venue that way.
That's a great idea.
Get creative with the catering,
Yeah, lots
If
of
you're
options.
if you're in that, boy, if you're in that window of a week to 2 weeks out from your event now, you probably already are on the hook to pay the whole food bill.
Yeah.
So what can we do? Can we change and have meal delivery or meal pickup, and people can have watch parties at home? And if worse come to worse, donate it somewhere where it will help people who are really, really doing without, you know?
That's absolutely right. Yeah.
So,
And that's what it is. We're all in this together. I mean, whether you're from the vendor side or from the nonprofit side or from the venue side or even from the donor side, we're all in this together, and it's making the best out of the situation that we have. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, it's a crazy world, but I know there's so many nonprofits that really rely on this event revenue to keep the doors open, to keep their programs functioning. And there are people, I mean, now more than ever, that are gonna need some support and need some extra love. So excellent. So Debbie, thank you so much for being with me today. And it's 5 o'clock somewhere, I guess.
well, almost here. So,
Perfect.
Bobby D, I put a quote up on the Facebook page that we're all a part of, and it was from Dale Carnegie. And let me see if I can find it real quick. I got to put my glasses on. I'm getting old. So inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy. And there's 2 ways to inoculate yourself against fear, and that's taking action and that's serving others. Now, I do realize we might be doing this from home, but we can still reach out.
And we're taking action.
Bless
we're
you
making
all.
it happen.
We're all in that same boat. Yeah, we're all in that same boat. So let's help each other.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, to my nonprofit friends, thank you so much for watching us today. Remember, the work that you do matters, and you're going to help us change the world for the better. And continue to go out, be awesome. Happy fundraising again, Bobby D with Virtual Event Fundraising and Inspire Hearts. Debbie Roth with Greater Giving. Thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy happy hour. All right, bye everyone.